You can make this. Keep watching this video because I have some special eye brushes for you to make a painting like this one, and I have 2 brushes for free. So let's go! During this video, I will be painting an eye and demonstrate the eye brushes for you. I will show it step by step how you can use each brush I have made in the set. And don't forget to grab your 2 free brushes by clicking the link in the description. I will first be filling the canvas with a skin tone. I will drag the color onto the canvas. This looks about right. Now first I will be just painting, sketching the base of the eye, the basic shape, and I will be using the basic flow brush for that. That's not in the eye brushes set, but you can use any brush to start painting the base and add or use the special eye brushes later. So first I will lay down a base, paint a basic eye, and then we will start using the special eye brushes I made. This is the painting so far, made entirely with my basic flow brushes. Now I could just continue painting and just paint the eye with the basic brushes, but that's not what this video is about. It's about the special eye brushes, and let's have some fun with them. First thing we will do is paint the iris. And to do that, I am going to make a new layer. And first I will use my basic flow brush. And oh, that's not the right color. I'm gonna take a blue tone and paint a base for the iris and also for the pupil. Like this, and now I will select an iris brush. Let's start out with this overlay brush, and we'll have to adjust the size. That's too big. You have to experiment a bit and adjust the brush. To get the right size. And there are different brushes you can use. I'm going to use the Bright Inside Iris brush. And we'll just add some layers of iris textures. Now I will use the blender brush to blend the colors a bit. And I will add more iris contrast. Now let's add a pupil, taking a dark tone. And now I will add a layer mask to this layer, and I will get my basic flow brush and refine the edges. I feel like the pupil might be a bit too small. I'm gonna make a bigger one. Oh, shouldn't paint on the mask. Like that. And now I am going to select Alpha Lock on this layer. Grab my basic set, my multiply brush, and I will darken the edges of the pupil. Because I am using the Alpha Lock, I won't be able to paint outside the lines. I will only be able to paint on the pupil, on the iris. We can also use the lighten brush to add some variation in light on the iris. Like that, and I am going to blend a little bit on the iris, especially near the edges, near the pupil. It's a bit too noisy, too much contrast. I'm just slightly blending it. And now I am going to merge the iris with the rest of the eye, like this. So now it's on there. Now that was fun to paint with such an easy brush to get the texture in the iris. I will continue working on the eyelids. I'm gonna use my basic flow brush again. Now I'm just working on the shapes and on the edges with my basic flow brushes. And soon we will be working with the eye brushes again to add some skin texture, to add lashes. I've had lots of questions about how to draw lashes in Procreate. So I'm delighted to show you in a few. Hang on. First we need to get the structure of the eye. And I've also made a brush to paint those little veins on the eyeball. And also some fun sparkly brushes if you want to add some makeup to the eye or some cool sparkles. Those will do the trick for you. I'm gonna blend a bit now. time to add some lashes. I would like to add the lashes on a separate layer, and I will use the lashes brush. And I'm going to use a very dark gray. Let's see how big the brush is. I can make it a little bit bigger. And I'll start adding these lashes. I'll go a bit darker. And when you make these lashes, don't hesitate when making your strokes. Try to make long flowing strokes. You can always redo, just undo your stroke if you're not happy with it. Don't paint them too neat. There's not that much order with lashes. Make it a little bit random. And for the lower lashes, I am going to lower my opacity a bit using a slightly lighter color because the lower lashes are usually less prominent. I'm also going to decrease my brush size a bit. And especially the lower lashes tend to get together a bit. They clump together. It's not a neat row of hairs. They like being together, I guess. So use gentle pressure. Don't push too hard, because the harder you push, the more pressure you put on the pencil, the thicker the stroke will be. I'm going to emphasize the ends a bit, because where these lashes meet will be a bit darker. And I'm going to use my basic flow brush for that. So I don't want the lashes to look too artificial. Can make it a little bit messy, a little bit blurry. Now I'm going to use the blender brush a bit to blend those ends a bit. And also the roots of the hairs. That will make it look less artificial. And more realistic. Unless you're going for a real clean, a clean design. If you want it to look artificial, then just leave it. But I like blending it a bit. Adding some extra lashes now. There. Now let's go back to the layer with the eye on it, and we will start working on the eyeball. Now first I'd like to make the eyeball add a bit of light in it, around here. And also I will add some shadow. And now let's have some fun with the vein brush. I will get a reddish tone. I'm gonna turn the opacity down and gently make some veins. Just squiggle a bit and don't use too much pressure. The more pressure you use, the darker the color will be and the thicker the stroke. And just don't go overboard with the veins unless you want a red vampire or zombie eye, which can be fun of course, but if you just want a normal looking eye, someone who's not crying, then don't add too much or blend it a bit after you've added them. Like now it's a bit too much, so I will blend the colors a bit, and I will also add some more light. And let's also start adding some light on the lower eyelid, because light will hit here. Like this. And let's grab the highlight brush. And grab a really light blue. And we will start adding a highlight to the eyeball. Wait, let's put it on another layer. Like that. And if we use a mask again, and let's grab the lashes brush, we can make a nice reflection of those lashes above that highlight. That will give it that little extra. Like that. Now let's continue adding highlights on other places on the eye. I'm gonna lower the opacity a bit. And we will add some bright highlights. Now it's time to have some fun adding skin texture. Now I'm just gonna pick a color that is slightly darker than the skin tone, and I'm gonna gently add some skin texture here. And it's like with the veins, don't go overboard here. Don't add too much. Just keep picking colors that are close to the colors you have already used. And because we have painted the eyelashes on a separate layer, it is really easy to just paint behind them. I'm gonna add some light on the top of the eyelid here. Okay, I feel like we could add some more color variation using the overlay brush with a slight red tone. Maybe a bit pinkish. Okay, let's grab the, let's see, the skin lighter. Grab a light color and add some light to the skin, like here in the corner of the eye. I have also made this eyeshadow brush, which is nice to add some dark tones or some eyeshadow. Like for instance, if you would like to add some purple eyeshadow, you could use this brush to add that. Pretty easily. But this eye, I will keep it, well, I'll keep it natural. But yeah, just experiment with the brushes, and if you're going to use them, please show me your results, show me your work. You can use, if you're posting it on Instagram, you can use hashtag #paintwithflow, and I will be seeing your work. And maybe, hey.
Je hebt een app nodig voordat ik je daarmee kan helpen. Je kunt in de App Store zoeken.
Okay, thanks, Siri. Like I said, if you're posting your work on Instagram and use the hashtag #paintwithflow, I will be seeing your work, and maybe I will feature it in one of my next videos, or I will give you a shout out on Instagram in my stories. Now I'm just working on those final details of the painting. Feel like the pupil, the iris isn't exactly round. So I'm gonna fix that a bit. So yeah, don't forget, hashtag #paintwithflow on Instagram. I will check out your work, and maybe you will see it featured in one of my next videos. Maybe we can add some sparkle as well, because I have made some sparkle brushes. Blend a bit. Let's just experiment a bit with these sparkles. I have sparkles and sparkly stars. And let's see what they will look like in this particular painting. Yeah, it's cool to add some sparkles here. Maybe some here. Oh, that's too much. We shouldn't go overboard. Gonna blend these a bit. But it adds a nice touch of light. Of course, these are great when you're making makeup on an eye and want to add some sparkle. Maybe we can add some little sparkly stars as well. Let's see. What? Losing my voice here. What's that? It's a lost star right there. I guess we'll keep it. I don't know how it ended up there though. Okay, we'll blend these stars just a little bit. And then I think we can call this eye. Yeah, I think we can call it finished. Maybe some stars here in the iris. Is that cool? Maybe a bit too much. Like I said, show me your results if you're working with the eye brushes. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you think about my brushes. And if you post your work on Instagram, use the hashtag #PaintWithFlo. I will be seeing your work and I will let you know what I think. Now you know how you can use my eye brushes to make an amazing eye painting. Don't forget to grab yours, your 2 free brushes, by clicking the link in the description. And I will see you next time. And don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Bye!